Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Remember to put in promo code TOPHER before you check out for an extra 10% off your entire purchase. More on that later. Let's get into episode 149. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back on this February 9th, 2023, and I'm so glad to have you all here with me. Before I get into anything today, let me say that it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm exhausted, but I'm doing the daily grind. That's right. I'm recording this episode. We'll be recording a new conspiracy podcast today for this month. And then, of course, I'm going to keep this thing going. And in order to do it, I got to do it super early in the morning. Just keep the grind going and get no sleep in order to get this all done. But with that all being said, again, let me say thank you. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing, watching. I greatly appreciate it. Keep sharing and sharing and sharing the podcast. All right, go ahead and share it with everybody you know, because if you're enjoying it, I'm sure there's somebody out there you know that will enjoy it as much as you do. Of course, if you're new, just stopping by, checking it out, you want to hit that subscribe button. It is literally the only thing I'm asking everybody to do. It's the most important thing you can do for me, and it keeps me coming back here week after week. And then if you want to get more involved with the podcast, the official email of the podcast is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. You know what to do with an email, right? You got a story, you got somebody's story that you want that needs to be heard. Go ahead and send it over to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. And then if you want to know what else I'm up to, we want to check on everything TWT, you got to go ahead and click the link tree. That's right. That link is clickable in the description below the video. It gives you access to everything TWT. So go ahead and click the link tree. All right. Go follow, subscribe, all of it. I greatly appreciate it. And now, with all that out of the way, it has been a week. It has been a week. Just cramming in as much as I can. Just starting to actually take on my role in the company, and it's very exciting. We have new franchisees, and we are going to be putting in some new locations, and I'm going to be involved from the ground up. Now, this is so exciting to see something go from, nothing to something. And, I got a lot of work to do. I got a few lists that I have to put together before, for me it's Sunday, but tomorrow. I'm nervous, all right? I think I got to put it on a spreadsheet. I don't even think I have a spreadsheet. I've got multiple computers, phones, all this bullshit, right? I don't think I've used a spreadsheet in 20 years, if not longer, so don't worry. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to use a spreadsheet and which one I should get. But if you know which one is better, just leave a comment below, because I have no idea what's better than the next. And I think I have Microsoft Excel, which has a spreadsheet in it, right? Docs or something. So I think I'm going to end up using that. But if there's a better spreadsheet out there, that I could use, just leave me a comment. Let me know. I really do not have a clue what I'm supposed to be using, but I'm gonna get some stuff done. I'm gonna have as much as I can get done for them on Monday, and it's just like doing anything in life. The first time you do it, is always the most difficult. Because why? Because you have no idea of how to do it, right? You ever changed your brakes on your car, or I don't know, something else that has two sides, right? And you do the first side, and it could take you forever to get it done. God, that coffee's good. But when you get to the second side, smooth like butter, because you already did it, right? You just got to reverse it, right? If you went left, you got to go right. That's all. Not too much difference there. So that's what I'm feeling like this is going to be like right now. Right now, I got to put together the list. I got to do this. I got to do that. Well, once I get that all done, it's the same list for everybody, right? So I got to get that done. And then as soon as I get that to where I need it to be, and I've done it once, boom, I should be able to just print that out for anybody after that. So always getting started on anything is going to be the most difficult, the most strenuous, the most time consuming, right? But so I'm gonna dive in on that later today after we record the second podcast for today, and I am looking forward to the challenge of putting this all together, having it done, and being able to duplicate it in the future. So lots to do, and now I want to get moving on. So let's take a quick break so that I can tell you about slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it? It's right here at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the description below the video. And now, before you check out, you want an extra 10% off your entire purchase? Put in promo code TOPHER and let Talking with Topher save you some money this February. That's right. It's February. It's winter. It's cold. It's snowing. It's brutal. It's brutal. It sucks. Maybe your gloves have holes in them. Maybe your jackets aren't holding up anymore. Maybe you're sick of getting that snow blown back in your face while you're snow blowing. Well, Slowdown has some of the most incredible clothing I've ever seen. Their jacket is phenomenal. Their work gloves are great. And these long sleeve shirts are so comfy and warm that you can put them on, put the jacket over it, put those gloves on, put a neck gaiter on, and boom, you're ready to take on the snow, the winter, and the cleaning of the driveway. So you got everything you need to clear off some snow this winter, but they also have so much more to offer. They've got socks and hats and pins and stickers. Oh my. Yes, there's so much more. Maybe you want to think spring right now, right? You want to spring ahead. Well, go ahead. Check out their entire selection. Shorts, short sleeve shirts. They have clothing for every season that New England throws at us. So go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com today. That's right. Go there today and get your winter gear, get your summer gear, get your beach gear. That's right. That's everything. All 4 seasons in one website. Hey, I will not steer you wrong. I love these guys, and not just because they sponsor me, but I have been wearing their clothing for a decade now. Always been very satisfied with it. I love their products, and I'm just honored to finally have an amazing sponsor behind my podcast. And because of all of you out there, you're going to get to save an extra 10% off your entire purchase before you check out. Put in promo code TOPHER and get that 10% off your entire purchase today. And we're back. So let's get into today's Topher's topics. Let's see. Obviously, the first thing I want to get into always has to do with this food. Food, man. I'm telling you, food is crazy today. And with Bill Gates buying up all the farmland, and saying that like fake, I call it fake meat. All right, let's just be real. You can call it Beyond Beef. You can call it Impossible Burger. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. It's processed fucking meat that's not real, and mostly made with like soybeans and all kinds of gross, disgusting oils. All of this stuff is horrible for you. It's all horrible for you. So just over a decade ago, two new companies emerged with a mission to change the way consumers consume Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods. Founded in 2009 and 2011, respectively, greenhouse gas emissions from farming livestock production were threatening our environment, and the global consumption of meat was beginning to look unsustainable in the long term. Though they approached the problem with two different recipes, both Beyond and Impossible hope to provide consumers with an off-ramp from their largely carnivore lifestyles. Now, I'm not going to read any more into this because I feel like it's all the same bullshit. They're just trying to sell this to you, right? This stuff is no good for us. It's absolutely horrible for you. There is nothing good about this. I don't care what these packages say. I don't care. Like, cholesterol is not a bad thing. Cholesterol can be a good thing, but it has to be good cholesterol, right? You have to have good fats. You have to have good salt. All of those things are actually good for you. But where they keep trying to sell us this upside down pyramid so that, the snack industry can survive because they're all owned by the tobacco industry. It's just so disgusting. It's so gross. I don't understand it. And this is why I tell everybody, you got to do your own research. If you're getting grass-fed, grass-finished meat, that's really good for you. Meat is really good for you, and I get it. Oh, I don't want to kill the cows, and I don't want to kill the deer, and I don't want. What else are you gonna do, right? You're gonna eat all the plants? We're already finding out that plants have life too, right? They are alive, so you're killing something. And for your vegetarian burgers and all this bullshit that they keep doing, hundreds of animals, if not thousands of animals, die every year just harvesting all your vegetables. They're all chewed up and thrown in the mix of it. So even when you think you're not eating meat, you're still eating meat. You're just eating dirty rodents and everything else. I'm probably doing the same thing. Like, nobody is free from anything. It's the exact same argument I have with climate change, electric cars, COVID. It's all the same. We are fed a ton of bullshit. Some of us eat it and accept it. Some of us look at it and go, I don't understand why we're even having this discussion. This is completely wrong. And then there's people that are just they don't know which way to go because they're just like, they hear so many positive things from some people and maybe they hear some negative, and so they're kind of in between everything. But I'm telling you right now, none of this meat is good for you. None of this is healthier than actually eating an animal. Now, I'm not saying that I want to eat I do. I go to the grocery store. I buy my meats. I buy my steaks. I buy it all from the grocery store. So I know those cows are treated like shit. They're fed grain and corn to fatten them up and get more content out of them in a sense. But that's life. What am I supposed to do? I can't go hunting. I can't even get enough days off to be able to fit in everything that I'm already trying to fit in. Never mind do some extra. And I'm not a hunter. It takes years to become a good hunter. Joe Rogan said the other day that he's been hunting for 11 years. He's still a beginner, which I believe is complete and absolute bullshit. But that's how he feels, right? And it's not my place to tell him how he feels. But, so if he's a beginner at 11 years, oh, shit, me just getting started, that's crazy. Do I want to go on one of those road trips and do that? Yeah, but I think it's just going to turn out to be a long camping trip because, sometimes you get them and most of the time you don't, right? So I'm not experiencing any of that. I'm not going to be doing it anytime soon. I got way too much on my plate to get done to go and hunt. So I'm not going to get an animal from the wild. I'm going to go to the butcher, right? There's a nice butcher up in Chichester. They're amazing. They've got elks and they've got bison and they got all kinds of game meat, I like to call it. And it's delicious. It's amazing. I love it all. It's a little pricier, but isn't that worth it? right? Why are we so worried about price when it comes to our health? Our health is the most important thing, right? We all want to live a long life. So it shouldn't even be a thought that it's going to cost you money, right, to be healthy today. Obviously, the shittier way to live is going to be the cheaper way because we're ass backwards now. You know, we're ass backwards now. Everything is not true. Everything is backwards. They're trying to feed you the wrong information, and they're trying to tell you that Lucky Charms is healthier than red meat. Just like these guys are trying to tell you that fake meat is going to be healthier than real meat. That's a fucking lie. This is a lie, and I hate it, and it makes me sick to my stomach, but I have to bring it up over and over again because there's not enough people yelling and screaming about this, because I feel like everybody is in Big Tobacco's pocket, and they definitely have something to do with this, and so does Bill Gates. I'm telling you. Why are you buying up all the farmland, bro? What's going on? You tell me. Let's see. Next one here. Let's see. This is telling us how to watch the green comet, and I know that by now it's already past us. I didn't even know there was a green comet, but they got some footage of the green comet that was spotted, I think they said 50,000 years ago. Now, I don't know where this thing comes from. I don't know why it's green, but really interesting. I did not get to see it. I guess it was noticeable from Massachusetts. Some areas got to see the green comet the other night, but I did not. And so I wanted to see some pictures of it and see if there was a video or something. But yeah, there's no videos or anything. So this is the picture of the green comet. If you got to see it, I guess it's really, really rare. Obviously, 50,000 years, none of us will be around. Not even our kids' will be around by the time this thing comes around again, which I find very interesting because right now it seems like a lot of things haven't happened in like thousands of years, and all of a sudden they're happening within the last like 3 years. Like, I don't know if you remember, like 2021, there was a bunch of stuff that hadn't happened for quite some time, and then 2022, it's just like every year they're like, oh, this hasn't happened since this time, and it seems like such a far distance. And now that distance, it's come and gone. So if you think about how long it's been since we've seen it, now almost everybody on the planet will be dead 3-4 times, maybe 5 times over before it comes back around. So I don't know. I just found it really interesting. I've never heard of a green comet. So like I said, space is very interesting to me. And, along with our ocean, which I find to be scary. I find space to be interesting, and I find the ocean to be scary. Why is that? You can't like go out into space and like take off a helmet and just like, be out there. You're dead. And same goes with the ocean. You drown in it. So each one of them has a really, really, both of them are very dangerous. But at the same time, I find space so much more interesting, right, than the ocean. Let's see. The Hubble telescope here captures a glowing image of Soul Nebula. I wanted to see what this was because all these new telescopes are so much more intense and way more accurate, and the pictures are clearer today. So you really, really get to see a beautiful picture of space. The Hubble Space Telescope has captured a glowing red image of a small region of Soul Nebula. So they're showing the sky. The Soul Nebula, also known as the West Hope 5, is located 7,000 light years away from Earth. Oh, okay. All right. So it looks like, if I can speak candidly, it looks like the Northern Lights. Right? That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the Northern Lights. Okay, now I feel like I understand it a little bit better. The red light in the region is a result of H-alpha emission, which occurs when very energetic electrons with hydrogen atoms lose energy. Huh. Interesting. Okay. The red light has revealed a so-called free-floating evaporating gaseous globule, FREG, GG. The globule can be seen as a dark tadpole-shaped region in the upper center left of the image and has been named as KAG 2008 Globule. I'm going to call it Globule 13. Capital F, lowercase r, capital E, capital G, lowercase s belongs to a special class of evaporating gaseous globules, eggs. So I'm just like, what? That's wild. Look at that. It is crazy looking. It looks like a dust storm in a sense. It's so beautiful. The conditions in eggs, like slow photoevaporation processes, favorable for the formation of a star. The new picture captured the interest of astronomers as the KAG 2008 could have been birthplace of stars. Oh, so they're saying that tadpole is like maybe where stars come from. The Sol Nebula is partnered by Heart Nebula, which will have its image widely shared as Valentine's Day approaches. Ooh, isn't that fun? It's a Heart Nebula. The massive cloud of gas and dirt, it has its name from glowing hydrogen content resembling a pink heart. Huh. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? The Heart and Sol Nebula are linked by a bridge of gas forming in vast regions spanning 300 light years. That's 300 light years apart. That's wild. It does not seem like that. The nebula complex is home to bright stars just a few million years old, variable infants compared with our nearly 5 billion year old sun. Is that really how old our sun is? Man, does that not sound fake? It definitely seems really fake, right? Like the simple fact that something could be 500,000 light years away is crazy to me because, we only live for 100 years. So absolutely wild stuff. Let's see. All right. So this is an old article, okay? I know that much has happened since since we found this balloon floating over us. I do believe it was Wednesday last week. So they saw a balloon, right? They found out it was a Chinese balloon. Supposedly, from what I've heard, Biden said to shoot it down Wednesday. So that might make it Monday or Tuesday when they actually found this thing. He supposedly said to shoot it down Wednesday. They did not say that until Friday, right? Didn't tell us anything until Friday. And then what do you have going on? You have the Chinese saying that it's not spying on us. It's just detecting the weather. Then they find another one flying over South America. Now, this is an act of war. This is giant problem, right? And then you find out that it finally gets shot down because they didn't want to. There was areas that it was floating over that they didn't want to shoot it down because I guess this thing is massive. So they didn't want it crashing down on someone's house. They didn't want it crashing down on something, that could hurt somebody. They wanted to get it over an ocean or whatever and shoot it down. So they let it go all the way. I believe it was all the way to North Carolina. No, that doesn't seem right. Anyways, wherever, maybe they will even say it in here. Probably not. But here's the point. The point is that they allowed this thing to float over the entire country before they finally shot it down. What? So, I don't know. The whole thing irritates me because I feel like they should have figured out a different way to get rid of this thing. They should have shot it down as soon as it was found. If you're not going to shoot it down as soon as it's found, then you're going to shoot it down as soon as you find a second one, right? Oh, no? No, you're going to wait until it scans the entire country, and that was sending live data to China. And it's like, oh, well, we were supposed to believe China that this was just weather. We're just checking the weather. We want to make sure that we want to see. We can't tell just by our weather whether or not climate change is a thing. So we're checking everybody's weather. No, the fuck you're not. No, you're not. This is an act of war. We should be freaking the fuck out right now. We should be lining up our guns and getting ready to annihilate these people. This is insane to let China walk all over us. Now, here's the conspiracy side of things. Joe Biden and Hunter Biden are owned by China. That's why we didn't act. And I don't not believe that. I have questions about it, because we should question everything. But why? Why is it when it comes to our security on things, it seems like nobody has our security in mind. They're just like, oh, well, we saw a balloon and, we're gonna try and see what's going on here first. But I am curious to see what this video has to say. Like I said, I've been keeping up with this, and I'm hoping to be able to touch on this further with a couple of my good friends that will be popping by. So let's just see what this had to say on February 3rd. Let's just see.
For the first time, we are hearing directly from China after surprising reports that a suspected Chinese spy balloon is floating over the northern U.S. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson addressed the situation a short time ago, saying they're aware of the reports and will have more in a live report from Beijing in just a moment. But a senior U.S. defense official says the Pentagon is confident this surveillance balloon belongs to China. The U.S. has been tracking it for a few days and says it entered Montana via Canada. We've been hearing that it does not pose a serious risk, but it is traveling near sensitive sites. And people living in the Billings, Montana area definitely noticed something strange in the sky. Listen to this.
There's the moon. Right. And then there's that. What planet is that?
Okay.
What planet?
That's the moon. It's a little fuzzy out here, and it's a
what planet is that?
Well, what the heck is that?
Oops.
That's not the sun, and according to my little planet guide, it's not a planet. What the heck is that? Any help would be appreciated.
Oh, wow. I didn't see any of
The
these.
military and White House say there are no plans to shoot down the balloon. It's traveling at a very high altitude, well above commercial air traffic, but the balloon is near a potential target for Chinese espionage, intercontinental ballistic missiles located in Montana. Well, CNN Beijing Bureau Chief Stephen Zhang joins me now. And Stephen, we just got reaction from Beijing to this. What are they saying?
Yeah, Kim, I actually just came back from the Foreign Ministry's daily briefing where I asked them 3 questions about this alleged Chinese spy balloon. What's interesting is the spokeswoman did not deny the balloon belongs to China outright. Instead, she gave this rather vague answer, as you can see on your screen. She said, "We are aware of reports of the balloon and are trying to understand the circumstances and verify the details of the situation. I'd like to stress that before it becomes clear what happened, any deliberate speculation or hyping up would not help the handling of the matter." She added, "China is a responsible country. We act in accordance with international law, and we have no intention of violating other countries' airspace. We hope relevant parties would handle the matter in a cool-handed way." So this rather muted response seemed to give some credence to the analysis by some U.S. experts that the revelation of this balloon was deliberate on the part of some U.S. officials to really put the Chinese on the back foot ahead of.
Hold on a second. I've got to say something. This is fucking bullshit. What? They're a responsible country. They're responsible, and they would never do this. And what the fuck are we talking about? These are the same people that were like, hey, we have too many women, and we need to stop having women. We need to have men. And they were like, kill all your girl babies and just raise the boys. They did lift that, of course, but they did that. they're a super dictatorship. They don't give their people any rights. You can't speak badly about the government, period. And you don't think these people just fucked up and like the balloon floated a little bit lower than it was supposed to, and we were never supposed to notice this thing? Get the fuck out of here. You're a fucking moron or an idiot or a retarded if you don't think that this is a complete, absolute, they're spying on us, and this is an act of war, which is crazy to talk about while we're already in the middle of a fucking war. And yeah, we're not in the middle of it. Yeah, we are. We're in the middle of it. Ukraine, Russia, and America. We're all in it. If you don't see that this is World War III that we're already going through right now, this is going to increase tensions. This is insane. These people aren't responsible. They don't even give a fuck about us. They're playing the longest game ever to wipe us out. And we're just letting them, hand over fist, time after time. This is insane. I can't believe they said they're a responsible country. That's fucking bullshit. Sorry, I had to do it. It's bullshit. God damn it. Call bullshit out when you see it, people.
Of the Blinken visit to allow the secretary to really address this issue with them more directly, to confront them, to basically tell them what the U.S. knows and what the U.S. would like to see Chinese do. But it's also interesting that when I and other reporters asked the foreign ministry spokeswoman about if this revelation would have any impact on this planned high-stakes visit, she dodged the question, simply saying she has no information or updates to announce. But the timing of this, of course, is what makes this very delicate and also potentially highly consequential, because it really complicates things at a time when both governments, at least publicly, are saying they're trying to reset or at least stabilize this increasingly contentious relationship.
That is just absolutely crazy. Okay? So this balloon thing is very serious. To think that it's not serious is serious. Like, I don't even know what to really say about this. It's a complete and absolute the fuck is the word I'm looking for, people? What am I looking for here? It's almost an act of war. Really. They're not supposed to be in our airspace. They're not supposed to be flying over those sensitive areas. And I just think it was absolutely crazy of us to allow it to get as far as it did. Personally, they should have come up with some other way to shoot that thing down immediately and then worry about where it landed after. Right? I mean, we're trying to stop them from stealing our information. We're also in the middle of trying to, everything that China did for us or was doing for us, we're trying to make it so that we're doing it here in America, right? So who's to say that they're not spying on us to see how far along we're coming on maybe completely separating ourselves from China? Because we need to. We need to separate ourselves. I'm sorry, from almost everybody. We need to be able to have all of the things that we import made in America provided for us here in our own country, because when stuff like this goes down, or if we have another crazy pandemic, which was a weapon, right? It was a weapon to kill all of us, and it failed. So good for you, because I was told, all right, and I know I'm going a little bit off right now, but I was told by somebody who was in the military that they got the SARS vaccine, right? The military had to get the SARS vaccine. I think almost everybody in the Army, military, Marines, all of them had to get the SARS vaccine. They were all told by their doctors that you don't need to get the COVID-19 vaccines. It's the same. So think about that, all right? They've known about this stuff way longer than any of us will ever find out about it. They also have all the technology. Like, we get something crazy, right? Some new technology comes out. That shit has already been 10 to 15 years in the making. By the time we received GPS was almost 20 years old, I believe. So don't think that they don't know. Don't think that they are going to tell us and don't think that they're ever going to be honest with us. This is why I question everything today. I believe nobody, and I do as much listening and research as I can on certain things. But what I know about this personally is that this is a giant no-no, and it should be it's going to cause a lot of tension between us and China. And I don't think that that's a good thing either, right? Because we don't need any more of this bullshit right now. We just don't. So, I mean, this is ramping up, and we'll see where it takes us. And hopefully we do a little bit deeper of a dive into this later today. Let's get into the next one. I got some more time, and I got some more things. Let's see here. This is insane. All right, we're gonna get into a little bit more of the fun ones from here on out. But okay, so a woman was mistakenly pronounced dead, and then she got shipped to the funeral home in a body bag, and then she was found breathing. If I'm not mistaken, she was found breathing in the body bag, and then I think like a day or so later, she actually did die. So here, let's hear what they have to say. I mean, could you fucking imagine being in the hospital, being pronounced dead, being put in a body bag, being transported to the funeral home, and then they unzip it, and you're like, hey, how you doing? What the fuck?
According to an 8-page report from the Iowa Department of Inspections and Appeals, a 66-year-old woman was admitted to Glen Oaks Alzheimer's Special Care Center in Urbandale in December of 2021. Just over a year later, on December 28th, she was admitted to hospice care. The report details that just 6 days later, January 3rd, a licensed practical nurse pronounced the woman dead. The nurse noted the woman's eyes were fixed and there was no breath sounds. The report also states the nurse could not locate a pulse and placed a hand on the woman's stomach and felt no movement. A funeral home was called to pick up the woman. In the report, the funeral director said they saw no signs of life from the woman and placed her inside a cloth bag and zipped it shut. When the woman arrived at the funeral home, staff zipped open the bag and found the woman's chest moving as she gasped for air. The funeral home then called 911. When first responders arrived, they found a pulse and the woman breathing, but no eye movement or verbal response.
Ooh.
She was taken to the hospital, then released back to Glen Oaks on January 3rd for continued hospice care. 2 days later, on the 5th, she passed away surrounded by family. Lisa Eastman, executive director of the center, released the following statement to Local 5, saying, "We have been in close communication with the family of the resident, and we just completed an investigation by the Department of Inspections and Appeals regarding the matter. We care deeply for our residents and remain fully committed to supporting their end-of-life care. All employees undergo regular training so they can best support end-of-life care and the death of our residents."
I mean, what? Isn't that fucking nuts? That's so crazy. It's so crazy. You're fucking pronounced dead, transported, found alive, brought back, and then you finally die. I mean, holy shit. And it's like, there was absolutely no signs of life from her. I mean, that's just an insane story. I was like, what the fuck, man? Weird shit happens. Some things that happen are just unexplainable, right? Why couldn't she find a pulse? Why, like, obviously she wasn't hooked up to a heart monitor, and maybe that would have helped the situation. Maybe now they'll take the opportunity to hook people up to heart monitors instead of trying to find a pulse yourself. But my God, man, that must have been, well, a little traumatizing, you know? And now she's gone. So, but I mean, that just blew my mind. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe I was even reading this article, and I just wanted to share it all with you. Let's see. What was the next one here? Okay, so this one is going to be graphic. I'll put a warning up. I'm saying a warning right now. This video is graphic. I mean, it's all I can say. If you can't handle certain things, you may not want to watch this video. But I will describe what is happening. But if you are watching, I'm just letting you know that a lot of people have had a lot of problems with this video. There's no dismembering, there's no blood, there's no death. It's pretty brutal though. So let's check it out. So this is very graphic, and I will play it for you real quick. I'm gonna kind of speak over it. And it is very graphic. So please, if you have a weak stomach, you can just listen to what I'm going to tell you about this video. So we are on a school bus right now. A little 9-year-old said something. And I don't know what she said. I don't know what tipped off these kids. But that is like a 12-year-old child punching a 9-year-old girl in the head over and over and over again. You can see that the little 9-year-old boy started punching her first, and then all of a sudden, is that like the big brother? And why are we repeatedly punching this little girl in the head over and over again? Like, why are you doing this to her? What did she say? It's just absolutely, it made me sick to my stomach. I've seen some fights on a school bus, okay? I'm not foreign to the school bus, right? I watched a kid get his nose broken on the school bus. That was a wild day to school. You don't forget that school bus ride, right? He got up, he said some words, the other guy got up, broke his fucking nose, sat back down, and then we had to stop the bus and do all this shit, and it was a whole thing, late for school. But boy, was it entertaining. But that was guy on guy. They were like same age. They were seniors at a time. I was like a junior or maybe a sophomore, and they were like same, right? And this is just so brutal and wrong, and I have no idea why this was happening. Why did that 12-year-old feel that it was necessary to pummel the shit out of that little girl's head over and over and over again for 18 seconds? Grown men get punched in the head 4, 5 times, maybe 6, 7 seconds in an MMA fight, and we're yelling at the ref to stop the fight, right? So what the fuck is this? Now, I know this is kind of brutal to almost be ending on, but what is going on with the kids today? Is this because of COVID lockdowns? Is this because of anxiety separation? Is this because we did this remote learning and closed schools and made them wear masks that they don't know how to read each other's facial expressions anymore, they don't know how to communicate, and they don't know how to act? Or did this girl actually say something that was so bad that this was necessary? I'm going to blame the government. I'm going to keep blaming them for everything going on today, because I keep questioning whether or not, I keep questioning whether or not what they did was the right thing. And I know it wasn't, but it's like you got to keep questioning them every time they make a move. And I believe that all of the stuff that happened over the last 3 years has led up to this, has led up to almost all of the moments that we're having today. It is absolutely disgusting, and I hope they expel that kid and he does not ever get a chance to live this down, because that is absolutely horrible. And I know we should give people second chances, and we should do great. Right now, he does not deserve a second chance. Right now, that girl could have traumatic brain damage. And you give somebody brain damage, well, you should pay the price for that. And unfortunately, that's going to be juvie for this one. And I think he should serve time, because this is disgusting. And if we don't make them serve time, then they just get away with it. And then they're going to do it when they're older to somebody else, and it could kill them. This girl is lucky she's not dead with these repetitive slams to the head. This is absolutely so disturbing. So I don't hold it against anybody if you couldn't watch that video. But I feel like it's necessary to show it and show context and to just discuss these things. Parents, get a hold of your kids. Figure out what's going on in their lives. Stop ignoring them. Stop giving them the computers and the cell phones and ignoring them. It's not helping. All of those things are contributing to this. And I'm not saying every kid out there, but it seems like a lot right now. There's a lot of them out there that are really disconnected, maybe is dissociated the word I'm looking for. It could be, it could not be, but something's going on more than what we know. And this is, it's disturbing. And I think, besides, I don't want government run schools, public schools, to have the responsibility of turning these kids around. It's your job as a parent to see what's going on with your kids and to make the hard decision of whether or not your kid is, all there. And if they're not, you got to get them help. It's your responsibility. You had the kids. They're your responsibility to make sure that they're growing up as good as we need them to be. They need to be good citizens for this world. That kid is not a good citizen. This is not going to turn out well as he gets older. So something needs to be done, and it needs to be done now. And if you notice your kid's doing some weird stuff and you got questions, ask the questions, man. Talk to your kids. Don't be afraid to talk to your kids. Don't be afraid of them calling DCC on you. I mean, don't be afraid. I've talked about it a few times. I was afraid of my parents, but I could talk to them. Not all the time, of course. We're always going to be pulling back somewhat. But at least they would dig in, and they would ask, and they would annoy me, and they would keep asking. And they just kept digging in, and eventually I broke, and talked to them, out of hesitancy. But they would drag me to therapy. I didn't want to be there. They never want to be there. But I felt like my parents did the best that they could, and they did. My mom was very, very into the medical scene, and she was just one of those people that was like, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with my son and why he's doing the things that he's doing. But at least she did the work to try and help me be a better citizen. And this is where it falls. It falls on you, parents. And I know not all parents are there for the kids, and I know not all parents are created equal, and I know not every kid has two parents in the picture. So I understand there's a lot of moving variables, but at the end of the day, giving them a cell phone, having them lock themselves in their room playing video games all the time is not the way to do it. It's not. You got to do better. You can't just allow the electronics to babysit your kids. You just can't. And let's end this on a hilarious note. Now, I know there was multiple videos of this going out. One of them was her dressed up as a clown. Somebody actually CGI'd a clown face on her. But I don't know exactly why they want to remove this Rep Omar from the Foreign Affairs CMTE committee, which is committee shorthanded. Damn it. But this is AOC completely flipping out about it, and I felt like this was a great one to end on. So let's watch this.
Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers and an entire amount of tropes, and also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you. Don't tell me that this is about an
Hey, she might be right. She might be right. I don't know. I don't know why this woman is being forced out. I don't know. I've looked at several articles on this and I still can't figure it out. So if somebody out there knows why this is happening, obviously I mean, with the way things are going today, obviously men and women are still not created equal, which is why I think everybody stopped labeling themselves man and women. Because if they're they, thems, snails, cats, dogs, or they're feeling like a dragon tomorrow and a toilet today, there's no way for you to segregate somebody into a man or woman category, which then eliminates, I guess, this problem, which I don't think it does. I think it creates more problems, more confusion, and I think we're all going to realize that it's a waste of time, but it's happening. I choose not to involve myself in it if I don't have to, but she's right. Her life was threatened. Nobody did anything about it. Not a lot of people have a lot of love for AOC, and that's fine. I don't have any love for her. I don't have any love for any candidate. I think they all suck. They all suck, and I don't like any of them. I want a complete wipeout of everything that we're doing, and I want to see it all renewed. I want to see all these dinosaurs leave. I think that the younger generation, I'm talking like 50-year-olds. You know what I mean? Right now we just got a bunch of dinosaurs in there that need to go. But she makes a valid point. Maybe they are being sexist. Maybe the reason that this is happening is because, the people that she's representing want a man to represent them. I don't know. I really don't know. But what I do know is that watching this clip over and over again was hilarious, because she's like flipping out. She slams the notebook, and she just has this animated way about her. But yeah, I just thought it was so funny the way she's just screaming and yelling and slamming down the notebook. And I guess I should have played it with the clown face on, and I don't even think I can find it now, but yeah, probably not. It would be so funny if I could. So I'm going to play it for you. Here it is.
that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks when you have a member of the Republican caucus who has talked about Jewish space lasers and an entire amount of tropes, and also elevated her to some of the highest committee assignments in this body. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you. Don't.
Oh my God. Oh, there it is, people. There it is. AOC with the clown face, which made me laugh. So, all right, I got to get going. I got a lot of things to do. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. This is the podcast for today. I hope you enjoyed, and get ready for this month's conspiracy podcast. That's right. This is going to become something. I think it is. I think I'm having a lot of fun with this. I really do believe in questioning everything today, because there's so much going on. You have to question everything. So that all being said, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Keep on sharing. All right. Sharing is Karen. And if you're new to the podcast, maybe you're just swinging by, checking it out, you got to hit that subscribe button, all right? It's the one thing I'm asking everybody to do. It's free for you to do. Just click the subscribe button. And, of course, if you want to get more involved with the podcast, go ahead and send an email. That's right. talkinwithtopher at gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher at gmail.com. You're going to want to go ahead and send an email out. You can send an audio. You can send a video. You can send a text out, a typed out email to talkinwithtopher at gmail.com. It's the official email of the podcast. And then, of course, if you want to get more involved with TWT, you want to get more content, more stuff about everything that I'm doing, well, click the link tree. That's right. That link tree link is clickable in the description below the video. It's going to give you access to everything TWT, all the social medias, all the Rumbles, all the YouTubes, all the Spotifys, everything TWT is in the link tree. So go ahead and click that link. All right, everybody. And I just hope everybody out there has an amazing Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.